Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith and welcome to my review of the new movie, Hunted. This movie stars Zoe Bell. Now, if that name doesn't sound familiar with you, you're probably familiar with some of her titles such as Kill Bill 1 and 2, Inglourious Bastards, The Hateful Eight, Death Proof. Yes, she likes Quentin Tarantino. Zoe Bell, for those of you who don't know, is actually a stunt woman. And respectfully, she is probably the best stunt woman in Hollywood. As a matter of fact, she was a stunt woman for Uma Thurman as the bride in Kill Bill 1 and 2, and then she started stepping in front of the camera, notably in movies like The Hateful Eight and now in Hunted. Now, if you haven't seen her work, and if you can only see one Zoe Bell film before you get to Hunted, I would suggest Death Proof. For a 20-minute sequence in that film, she's on a car that is driving extremely fast, except she's on the hood of it. And it's ridiculously awesome. Like, this woman is legit. Like, I'm sincere when I say I honestly believe that she is probably one of, if not the best stunt woman in Hollywood. And this has afforded her the opportunity of being able to take on acting roles like this role in Hunted. Now, in this movie, she plays a photojournalist who goes to some very dangerous places and captures the essence of those locations. She's so good at her job, don't you know, that she's winning awards that she really has no use for. Well, the next thing you know, she's being sent to Colombia to hang out with some missionaries there and to capture what's happening. You know, everything seems fine at first. She's there and she's taking pictures. She's getting she's getting involved in the area. Everything seems to be fine. When all of a sudden she finds herself in a place that she shouldn't be, capturing a photo of something that people don't want her to have a photo of, and the next thing you know, she's on the run. She's on the run and she's trying to save her life because, wouldn't you know, people are trying to kill her. Now, this movie might seem a little far-fetched, but then you think to yourself, well, there's so many journalists across the world who are seeing so many different things who might not be as open-minded as we are here in the West. So the plausibility of that film becomes very realistic very fast. Now, there are some things about this movie that I liked. The number one thing that I liked was Zoe Bell, because I love seeing her getting opportunities because she deserves it. The one aspect of this movie that I didn't love was I wasn't a big fan of how it was shot, because some of the cinematography just seemed a little bizarre for me. And not that I'm not afraid to take a walk on the wild side, but just some of it just didn't seem to fit in. This is a video-on-demand movie, so it's not going to be going to your theaters. And as such, I think to myself, well, this is pretty good, actually. This is good because I don't know how this movie would do in the theaters, but I think there's a difference between theatrical releases and video-on-demand releases. I think there's some movies that you can sit at home, see them, enjoy them for what they are, and this is definitely one of those movies. So while I found aspects of the movie, like the cinematography, to be a little off, I loved the ending of the movie. I loved how we got there. It wasn't as predictable as one might think, and it was actually pretty entertaining. I ended up giving this movie a C. Hunted is a decent film, and if you catch it, I know it's on iTunes and other video-on-demand services, it's actually not a bad way to spend your time. Is it going to be the greatest movie that you see? Probably not, but it'll introduce you, if you are not familiar with her already, to the wonder that is Zoe Bell, and I think you'll enjoy this film. If you have a chance to see Hunted, I'd love to know what you think. Send me a line, CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier and WittyWhittier.com. Thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Keith, and I'll see you at the movies.